Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by my channel. I am Surge T. In this video I will be talking about AEW Dynamite for the 29th of May 2024. We're almost halfway through the year, folks. Almost on to June. Before you know it, round the corner. And so far this year there haven't been too many good Dynamites. I mean, tonight was good. But doesn't mean that I'm going to refrain from being negative. There's some things in here that I'm still going to point out. And because I'm going to be negative, if you don't like it, lump it. Anyway, AEW Dynamite is on now, and it emanates from the Kia Forum in LA, Los Angeles. And the newly crowned TBS champ opens the show with a celebration. And of course, all she is a dance and a chat and overacting, and what else? And should I care? Los Angeles, please say hello to your CEO and new TBS champion. She had to get that slug line, right? She had to get her catchphrase in, right? And was she worth it? Was she worth the wait, I should say. She goes, was she worth the wait? She says, no, because your booking thus far is predictable. And then she says that she and Willow tore down the house at Double or Nothing. What a bad match. Tore down the house. There's a lot of the shingles and a lot of the damn bricks and boards and all that stuff are still up there. You really didn't tear down the house, but you did some damage, I guess you could say. But anyway, she mentions of Stat's betrayal. What Chris Statlander did to Willow after the match. And she hopes that Willow returns healthier, and she wants her to kick Statlander's ass. But Sky Blue appears on the screen and shows how she was attacked during an interview, and says that was some of her best work, but she is just getting started. And then from behind, she gets attacked by Sky Blue, and Sky Blue drops her and grabs hold of the TBS championship, and the champ has been put on notice. And did I just hear? Seriously, Shivani tell us that Tony Khan will give us an update on this situation during this telecast. And like I say, these guys really need to think first before they give us that info. It's like they didn't even give that situation time to breathe before all of a sudden Tony Khan, Johnny on the spot, just call him that, tells us something that he could have not possibly planned for. Like, what the fuck? Right? Not even I don't think the sentence was even, or the last part of it was even, all of a sudden. I mean, I get it. TK's there and he's on the back with the headphones on, but he already has plans already. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, we know the shit is scripted and everything like that, but it's like the way the AEW does it, it comes off scripted. It doesn't come off like it's natural and that it happened in real time. It's just like, this is all the things that we have planned. This is all the things that's scripted, and then we're going to, say so. It's like, how about you let it breathe first? Come back from a commercial break so that we can at least suspend our disbelief and go, oh, yeah, he had time to think about it, but like right there, it's just like right in the middle of the situation. Oh, we have a thing when it's supposed to be played out in real time, right? See, I call this shit out. A lot of people don't. They just want to go along with it. Oh, wow, that was such a great segment. Oh, look at this shit. And I look at the shit that fucking makes no sense at all. Again, it's just like they didn't, like situations where they didn't plan for this person to challenge somebody for a title, but then right after he says it, there goes the damn graphic. It's right there, already approved by Tony Khan. A second afterwards, it's like, come on, man. It's like, do better, TK. It's like, you have to, why don't you watch how other people do it and know that, maybe you got to give it time to breathe. Okay, give it time to like at least marinate. Let it come back from a commercial break, and then you make the announcement. It's just like what the fuck, you know? Now, the EVP or the EVPs will address the future of the TNT Championship as Adam Copeland is injured. And should it be surprised? No. It's not because Adam Copeland is old. It's not because he has creaky bones, probably. But you put him in those type of matches, and I enjoyed the match. Barbed wire, you know, cage match. And we had Gangrel make his appearance. But what else are you going to expect? And it could be because Adam Copeland is injury prone now because he's much older. Who knows? We'll see what happens later on. The world champ, Swerve Strickland, is accompanied by Prince Nana in a House of the Dragon Whose House match. Okay, what a way to shoehorn a TV series title in a match. Like, what the? It's like, you could have called it a Whose House of the Dragon match. I mean, you know, but House of the Dragon Whose House match, like, you put the title of the thing that they're sponsoring, because they're sponsoring the House of the Dragon Season 2, which I'm looking forward to, because I'm a big fan. And then Swerve's catchphrase, like, 2 for the price of 1. Now, in this match, I mean, if it's a House of the Dragon Whose House match, I mean, are we going to see a dragon intervene or a Targaryen appear? But we do get a dinosaur in this match, and it's in the form of the former Luchasaurus Kill Switch. And like I said, you know, I'm a fan of House of Dragon, but I hate how AEW feels that they need to use the popularity of a show, movie, or product to boost their match profiles. I mean, that's how it comes off. And this match is just a glorified no DQ match. And we see Kill Switch all over Swerve. Of course, that's going to happen. He ain't no pushover. And then Swerve needs to use his ring savvy and his inner ruthlessness to overcome this onslaught by the dinosaur. Yeah, he's not a dinosaur, but you know. Now Swerve locks in a triangle choke as Killswitch attempts to choke slam him, and the momentum switches over to the champ, and the crowd is popping for Swerve Strickland. And in the main event, we see a graphic or something that a Forbidden Door random gauntlet, 21 men that will be involved to crown a number 1 contender match, which that goof Shivani screams, "It's gonna be sudden death, Excalibur! It's gonna be sudden death! Who gives a fuck? Stupid ass Tony Schiavone, we get it!" And then they kept saying that over and over again, even in the match. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll talk about that later. At least he wasn't shouting like he does on his commentary on damn Collision, man. That's why I stopped watching Collision, because I couldn't stand his commentator. And they got some great matches. I've seen the, you know, thumbnails out there on that thing, and then the announcements and stuff like that in the matches. I'm going, I'd like to see that match, but I don't want to hear Tony Schiavone. He's just very, very, I don't know, just, it's like sticking a pencil in your ear. And then we see like a really great fake by Swerve. He goes to like kick him. He doesn't, and then he delivers a knee, and then he follows that up with a round kick and goes for a house call, but Killswitch delivers a choke slam, followed up by a standing moonsault for a near fall. The big man can move, man. He does stuff that only cruiserweights should be allowed to do, but he does it. Why not? Then Killswitch misses an extinction clothesline to the back of the champ's head, who then delivers a German suplex to Killswitch and connects with a house call. It looks to fly, but hit the stomp, which he does, and Killswitch kicks out. Of course he does. Remember, finishers come to die in AEW. But then it takes another house call. It puts him down, puts him out, and the champ retains. Well, he retains. He wins this match, and of course he does. I mean, why would Killswitch beat the champ? It would make no sense. And then Swerve gets a souvenir and snips a lock of hair, the ponytail of Killswitch. A little payback there. You know. Why? Another eliminator match. Boy, Tony Khan should really just go around with a crutch and then put on it eliminator match because that's his crutch. That's his go-to every time. I can't book anything eliminator match. Like I said, Rey Mysterio, he's taking on the World Heavyweight Champ Damian Priest on Monday Night Raw. It's not an eliminator match. It's not a match to see if he become a number one contender. It's just a match that was born out of the fact that Rey Mysterio got dropped by Damian Priest. So it's like a somewhat grudge match, even though they haven't had grudges with each other for a long time. But it's a grudge match from this past Raw, so they're going to have a match. And that's all it is. It's not a damn eliminator match. It ain't a damn number one contender match. Beat the champion, which no one's going to do. But, this is how it is. Whatever the match was, it's okay. Got to see Swerve do his thing. Love Swerve. Really, really great. So far, a good champion. We'll see what happens. And then TK has an announcement. And Mercedes Moné will defend her title tonight. Really? Really? Like, here we go with yet another predictable outcome. Mercedes will not drop her belt. Only days removed from her title win. It's like, way to go, TK. Keep booking her this way and people will be begging for her to drop it. I mean, Sky Blue is a good choice for her first defense. But what about at the next pay-per-view or special event? I mean, just major sneak attack which sets up her next program, That could have been. Sneak attack, and it's supposed to set up the next, program, right? It's gonna go over the next few days, something like that. Next few weeks, let's say. Then this is the immediate payoff. That happens, and then they have a title match tonight. It's like, what the F, man? What the fuck? Seriously. Y'all people have to look at the booking. And don't just accept it because it's a great match. Or it's, oh my gosh, he's defending her title. It's against Sky Blue. I love Sky Blue. But it's like, she's going to get a title shot, and she's not going to win. Guarantee. What's the point? You're going to make these up-and-comers, she's a rising star in this company, and make her look weak? Could have did it against someone else. I wouldn't have agreed with it, but I would have been like, oh, okay, at least it's not somebody who's going to be buried or someone who's going to maybe made to look bad, and that person's a rising star. If you have someone who's just a new person, a new performer, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not going to agree with it simply because it's a new, but at least it's not a major star that you're trying to build, And then, up next, Jon Moxley, the New Japan, the IWGP champion, is talking, but the crowd is heard more than him. Something about wrestling here and there. He's wrestling here and there, and I'm talking about does it 5 years now, and he mentioned the eliminator match for tonight. Or is it the one he had at Double or Nothing? It's like, how about you work on the audio quality there, TK, instead of booking title matches that shouldn't be taking place so soon after a major pay-per-view, the TBS Championship. And the thing about it is that it actually was for tonight. I'll talk about that a little later. But another eliminator match. Now, the debut of the Boring Tree. New talk show. And of course, the Boring Tree is Chris Jericho. And it's called TV Time with the Boring Tree, Chris Jericho. And I hope I don't upchuck my dinner as I watch this god-awful horseshit. Who wants more TV time? You know I do, says Jericho. Well, I don't. Not from you. And I tuned out. Don't care what he has to say or who comes out. Even if it's Hook, who fucking cares? I mean, I'm fast forwarding and I see, Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, come out, and I guess he explained why he did what he did. And then out comes Hook. Joe's there. Joe whispers something to him, and then they just walk back out. Later on, you're going to, there will be a segment that Renee talks to him. I'll talk about that when it happens. And now there's something that is interesting and very intriguing, kind of piqued my interest. The reigning CMLL Women's Champion and New Japan's Strong Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer, is coming to test the waters of AEW. Girl looks good. She's very, very beautiful. She looks very, very talented in that ring. The little segments they showed. And it's going to be another woman added to this division, even if she's there only for here and there. But what's she going to do there? This division is weak. What is she going to bring to this division that Tony Khan is just going to keep down? Oh, look, another shiny toy that I can play with. And just like all the kids that ever like, nah, when I was a kid and I was tired of a toy, put it back in my toy box. Is that what he's going to do? They got Julia, the very woman that she beat for the Strong Women's Championship in WWE now. They're not trotting her out. They're not overexposing her. They're going to put her out there when the time is right. She got a major reaction, positive, when she was just sitting in the NXT crowd. She was even like, wow, kind of like, wow, like looking like she just didn't expect that. So she's going to be welcome, and she's going to be loved, and she's going to be followed, and she's going to be a major thing happening in that company in WWE. What about Miss Vaquer there, Stephanie Vaquer? Hopefully, she looked good from what I saw. Let's see what she brings. If Tony's going to do anything with her, he's just going to be another one of those fly-by-night signings, temporary signings, however long he has her for. I don't know. Now, and yes, I did say it earlier, but yes, as I feared, another eliminator match, and it's against Rocky Romero. Who in the fuck? I know who he is. I know. I'm like, who the fuck it? All right, let me calm down. I gotta calm down, because I was about to really go off. And then they mentioned his middle name as Azukar. I mean, what does that make him more legit as a possible challenger to the New Japan World Champ after Forbidden Door? And this match is predictable. It's a predictable one, and no, I am not going to watch it in full, because these matches are useless and don't amount to anything. Like, what did it do for Takeshita? Right? Double or nothing. Nothing. He's back into obscurity, part of the Callis family again, and he's just going to be doing run-ins, and he's just going to be... and the guy's great. Why doesn't he have a title yet? Why hasn't he won the international title, the Continental title, or even one of the ROH throwaway titles? I mean, give him something. Instead of just being called the alpha all the time by Don Callis, who cares? Come on. Book the guy better. And of course, this match, Moxley, he wins it. No shit. Right? He wins it with a Death Rider. Big whoop de doo. I don't care. Now, Samoa Joe and Hook are interviewed by Renee. And well, they don't exist on Jericho's time. That's what Samoa Joe said. And that was just about it. All they said, and again, you can barely hear them. Come on, TK, you're a billionaire. What's up with your audio? Fix it. Do you not check? Do you not understand that the audience is heard more than the damn talent? It does that with the commentaries, in and out, in and out. It's just like they're like, here's the mics. They're like, they're just talking off mic, The mic should be up here, but the mic's pointed down here. Was that what's happening? Fuck, dude. Now, in the ring, Don Callis has a contract for a possible new member, Orange Cassidy. Why? Orange Cassidy is so over. He's loved by everybody. I love him. I think he's great. And he's going to end up with some guy who's one of the most low, sneaky, underhanded bastards out there when it comes to referees. This guy, you can't trust him. He's going to be a part of the damn Don Callis family. And then, Orange Cassidy is in there, and he claims to see himself when he looks at Orange, really. This is the moment the world has been waiting for, says Callis. Is it, Don? Is it? And then Orange Cassidy takes the contract and he rips it in half slowly, I might add, in typical Orange Cassidy fashion. All right. Really get OC to sign it? That's what I was thinking before. I go, is he going to sign it? Really? Well, the answer is no. Of course, no. And Callis isn't having it and tells OC that he tells him what he is going to do and what he is going to do about it. And then Statlander and Stokely come out and they're talking out there, and then they end up setting up Orange Cassidy as they have his attention, and then right behind him, Trent Baretta comes out and attacks his former best friend. And then Trent and Callis got to give the people what they want, and they hug it out. So Trent Baretta apparently and obviously is the newest member of the Don Callis family. I think this is what he needs. Why not? I think that it would suit him. And I don't have an issue with Don Callis' family. The guys in there are solid. Takeshita, Will, Hobbs, right? Fletcher. And then Ospreay. But Ospreay is such a big babyface, and then he's kind of like riding both sides, even though his mannerism is that he's on the babyface side. And then now you got Trent Baretta. Looks good. I got no problem with it. Give people something to do. But like I said, these guys need to start bringing championship. I know I say that, and then Fletcher is he's the television champion, right? The ROH television champion. And then Will Ospreay is the international champion. But, they need more, I guess. Will Hobbs did challenge for the New Japan World Championship not too long ago. Looked decent in the match. He didn't bring it. He didn't win it. But we'll see what happens now that Trent Baretta is a member. Now, on Collision, Will Ospreay defends his newly won international championship against Kyle O'Reilly. That's going to be as they say, the kids say today, a banger match. And then backstage, Renee interviews Daddy Magic and Daniel Garcia. And Garcia is after the international title. And if he has to drag his muddy boots through into the red carpets that others have been given, the opportunities, he's talking about that. All these guys get their opportunities, and guys like me, I'm over here stuck in the mud. And he actually is focused on the international championship, which is good. And I think it'll be a great match when he does challenge Ospreay. If that happens soon, I don't know when that'll happen. Might happen on a random Dynamite or even a Collision or something, whatever. Even God forbid, but even then on Rampage. No one watches Rampage, and if they do, what else am I going to say? That's your cup of tea. You want to watch Rampage? I don't. Now, as I say, all she is a catchphrase, a chant, and a dance. Who is that, Serge? You might be saying, it's Mercedes. And why is she doing all that shit when she should be pissed? Even Taz said she is, but she's all about doing her shtick, about doing her gimmick. I think she should have had a match. This is my opinion. She should have had that match, and then after the match, Sky Blue attacks her afterwards. And then you set up a later title match, but not tonight. She should have had a match, a regular match, straight up match with whomever, non-title. It's probably going to be eliminator because, TK. And then after she dispatches whoever that is, whatever ROH throwaway superstar, a wrestler, or one of the lower rung women. And then out comes Sky Blue, blindsides her, and then he set up a match later on, title match later on. Even if it would have been next week on Dynamite, that would have been okay. Who cares? But not tonight. But tonight, it's like, come on, man. you know. But the match, was a very competitive match, but very predictable. And Mercedes hits the Monet maker or money maker and pins Blue. Pins Sky Blue and retains her title, whatever. But then the interesting part, out comes Stephanie Vaquer. She holds up her New Japan Strong Women's Championship, a title that Mercedes is very familiar with. The one that she should have won, that she could have won, was actually booked to win, but she had her injury and they did call an audible, I guess you can say, and gave the match and the title to to Willow. And then Mercedes follows suit and holds up her title. A future match perhaps, maybe even at Forbidden Door. Be perfect. Perfect opportunity. Title versus title. Champion versus champion. That'd be a great match. That'll be something interesting. Something that'll test Mercedes even more. Now, the EVPs. Up next, they come out. And as mentioned earlier, we'll be making an announcement regarding the TNT Championship. And fellow Elite member, Continental Champion Okada and the scapegoat Jack Perry follow suit. And what is the announcement? Well, in short, I was about to just skip the whole thing and say what it was, but then after I hear "Shut up, bitches" by Okada, I was like, okay. He says that to the crowd, and then of course Jack has to remind us that they run shit around here. We know, Jack, we know. Do you have to always keep beating it over our head? And then it was announced by commentary that Copeland has an ankle injury. And as Okada gets a Lambo with a fancy car as a gift, and then Matthew or Nicholas, whoever it was by Matthews, led a chant of "You deserve it." And he says it and he sounds hokey. He's like, you're not going to get nobody to... You guys are the heels. Nobody likes you. And of course, the sheep in LA, as in also the sheep in AEW, bunch of morons, they chant it. I hope you are being sarcastic. That's what I was saying. Are you guys being sarcastic with it? Because Okada did call you bitches. And then you're going to be like, let's chant because it's a cool thing to do. Let's do it. Instead of just being completely, instead of saying you deserve it, just say something, fuck you assholes or something like that. Because why are you, look what Matthew Jackson is doing to all these, right? Doing to all these people that they have under their thumb, right? They're abusing their power, making them do things that they don't want them to do, that people don't want to do, right? And then yet you want to do that. It just goes to show. And I'm trying to appease you people, not appease, but approach you people and go, see that? What does that tell you? That all they want to do is just be chants. They just want to chant because it's cool. Not because it makes sense or not because it fits the situation. Look at that. You're chanting someone who called you a bitch. And then you want to say you deserve it to Okada. And it wasn't like he got a title match or something to where you chant that. The accolades you get after you had a great match and you're one of the veterans, someone who came back from a neck injury like Adam Copeland. And then he talks about winning a hard-fought match. And then people will say, you deserve it. That makes sense. That don't make sense. Someone calls you a bitch and then you tell them they deserve it because the gift they got, a fucking car. And then Matt Jackson, he thinks he jinxed Copeland because he told him to break a leg before that match at Double or Nothing. And then he talks about how, despite all that, he hereby strip Copeland of the title. And then he decides that he's going to present the TNT title to Jack Perry. Jack Perry don't have to wrestle for it or anything like that, all because of the fact that he was on the winning team at Anarchy in the Arena. You're the champion. But out comes Christopher Daniels, a guy who we thought got fired, and stuff. But apparently he's back. And he announces that TK has appointed him as the interim executive vice president. So I guess he's taking over and covering the space left there by Omega, right? As Omega recovers from his diverticulitis. He talks about how the title isn't given away. And Jack has to earn it. So every week they will have qualifying matches with no seconds, meaning, or managers. I thought seconds was seconds in the match, but he's talking about someone who seconds them into the match, who's their second, their accompaniment, whatever you want to say, how you want to call it. So then no seconds or managers ringside or outside of interference, much like the Continental Championship rules. And then the winners will go on to face one another at Forbidden Door in a ladder match. And this is what he said in this Friday's Dynamatch. That's what Daniel said, Dynamatch. But perhaps he meant Rampage or Wednesday's Dynamite. And then the Acclaim, they joined the new interim VP as the Elite looked to lay a beatdown on him. Claimed, I don't know. I don't know about them anymore. They've gone. They're just... Does anybody care anymore? Does everybody still love the Acclaim? Do they still want to scissor with them? Who knows? You know what I mean? Okay. 6-man tag match. Right? Or no. Or maybe it's just the Acclaimed who'll take on 3 of the EVPs. I mean, Elite. I don't know. Maybe it's just those 2. Bowen and Castor taking on the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Now, Pristana's backstage with the champ, and he says that Swerve might as well be called Stevie Wonder because no one can see him in that ring. And Swerve is curious to see who will be the next contender for his title. And step into whose house? Everybody says Swerve's house. And get stomped out or given a house call. And before he walks away, he says he'll be watching. Now, the graphic shows that MJF will return to Dynamite next week. And Roosh has a message for MJF, and that is, congratulations on his return to AEW, but you are not the star here, he is. And just remember, if you mess with the bull, you get the horns. So is he challenging MJF to a match? He's a star? I mean, he's great in that ring, but really? Roosh, you've been booked sporadically. You're not a mainstay on Dynamite. I mean, has he wrestled? I mean, I keep my ear open every time they announce Rampage and Collision matches, and I don't think he's been there. If he has, slip my damn hearing, slip my fucking, what do you call it? Slip my radar. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear him being on any matches. Him being the star? No. You're not even a flicker. A star? No. Oh, now it's time for the 20-man gauntlet for the chance to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. And let me guess, a bunch of scrubs, with 2 or 3 top contenders. Who will be the last one before, the one is crowned? Like, they're going to end up being those 2 and then, But like I said, this match is a match that could end quickly. You don't have to have everybody coming in. There's 21 of them. It could be over at the 10th person, the 5th person that comes in. And all about this, man, it's like me talking about how they're going to have like 2 or 3 guys, top guys in there. And you know that one of them is going to win. So I ask you this. Tell me if I'm telling lies, to quote the great CM Punk. You watch. And then Jay White is out first. And who is his opponent? And all I can say is the commentators need to shut the fuck up with the whole, it's random. We don't know who's coming out next. No shit. They're going to say that. You'll hear it in this match. They've said that how many times? We get it. You have to sell the concept of the match. It's like, you don't have to keep saying it over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? We got it. And then Pac is out next. And wow, how to be obvious and put two men who are feuding against each other. All right, you know what? And then, and as it is pointed out, like I said, that if a pinfall happens here, the match is over. So Pac or Jay White could easily be the number one contenders right here and there. And like I said, it can be over early, which I don't like. I mean, you know it won't be over this soon, and it's gonna have to drag on to make it interesting and get a winner worth having as the next contender. And then Mystico comes out, and the commentators are acting like he's MJF or something. Mystico. Is this that guy, Sin Cara, who failed in WWE, didn't get over, couldn't get with the program, didn't know how to perform in the ring there because it was a different style he wasn't used to, you know? Mystico. Yes, I know the name. He's a big deal? I don't think so. And then Ospreay comes out. And he did win the last match like this, didn't he? Like to crown a number one contender for the International Championship. It did happen. I'm pretty sure. And Shota Umino is in the match now. He's a protege of Mox, so I guess he has that going for him. And then, who's next? No, it ain't Goldberg. It's Claudio, who cleans house like only he can. It's great to see Claudio. And now out next is not Rush, but Leo Rush. Oh boy, who cares? It seems this dude is booked skittishly between various companies. I don't think he has a consistent company that he belongs to. I think he said something like he's been wrestling for a certain company, but it's just like, when I see him in AEW, it's like, what, months between appearances? I can't even remember the last time he was here. I know he was here last time, I do remember. I think it was a challenge for somebody. I think it was at Forbidden Door, I think. That he challenged somebody. I don't know. And Orange Cassidy, all battered and bruised, comes out to join this match. Some say that's insane, but Orange Cassidy always walks to the beat of his own drum, don't he? He bled out, you know, continually beat all the fuck by his former best friend, Trent Baretta. But here he is. And then up next, the mad scientist, Hechicero, CMLL. I hope he can conjure up a Frankenstein's monster to help him out there. And the mad scientist. Ooh. And then, this is awesome chants are heard by this crowd. No, it ain't. It's all right. Awesome? No. And then we see a double underhook by Ospreay, and it's reversed into a pin attempt by Orange Cassidy. But Ospreay kicks out and connects with the Os Cutter and gets the 1, 2, 3. And Swerve has his next challenger for his world title. It's going to be a champion versus champion at Forbidden Door. But then again, Ospreay does have a title defense. So maybe it's going to be, he's going to drop the title. I don't know if he's going to drop it that quick. Because if he's going to win the championship, the world title, I'll see him dropping it. If he drops it, the international title, then you'll definitely win the championship. If he doesn't, then he won't win. That's how it goes, folks. That's how I've seen it booked before. And then, right in the middle of this, Timeless Toni Storm, it's announced on Rampage. She has an eliminator match. Ooh, I love those eliminator matches. And it's against a Viva Van. Are you sure it didn't say Viva La Bam? And then Bam Margera is going to be in the match? Even though it's a woman, but, you know, I could picture Tony Khan booking it like that. And going, oh, shoot, well, I forgot. He's not a guy. He's not a girl. But Viva Van. Don't even know if I've heard of him. But boy, does DK keep batting 1,000 with these predictable matches. Viva Van is not winning that match. Holy shit, man. What the fuck is this crap? Every fucking time. It's almost like he's just like eliminator match drunk. He just wants to keep booking these type of matches. You know? But then the last image we see is Swerve Strickland in the ring going nose to nose and close in very, very close proximity of the damn challenger. And they're looking at each other, jaw-jacking. Swerve's actually just smiling. Like, hopefully it's not because you don't take him seriously there, Swerve. Because you're taking a close look at your next challenger, and this guy can go. So, you know. But like I said, the way I feel it's going to be booked, he ain't winning shit. Swerve is going to win hold his title probably until, Forbidden Door, but till All In. You know, maybe even Revolution, who knows, next year. I can see that till March next year. I can see that. Why are you going to take that title away from him? MJF is back, Serge. Oh, they're going to what do you call it? They're going to, build him back up to contendership. Yeah, he's a former champion. He can. I don't know if he has a rematch clause, but we'll see what happens, especially when he comes back next week, and see what MJF has in store, what his plans are. Yeah, I'm sure he has the world title in his grasp, not in his grasp, but in his eyesights in the future. He wants that. He wants that shot. But probably you're gonna see him in Adam Cole kind of do what they got to do in order to just get that, that runoff match, that blow-off match, and then they go their separate ways. People still want to see that. The brochachos, you want to see them go at it one more time. I do. Put an end to that and let them both move on. But that is my video. Talking about the AEW Dynamite. Dynamite was better than the last few weeks. It was okay, nothing to do backflips over, but it was okay. It was just there. Did what it needed to do, building up to Forbidden Door, some possibilities, right? Mercedes might be taking on Stephanie, Baker, title for, champion versus champion. Maybe not titles on the line, but champion versus champion. Right? And you got, of course, Ospreay and Swerve going to face each other for the World Heavyweight title. And, of course, we have this ongoing tournament every week, or not every ongoing tournament, but every week we're going to have some matches. And it's almost like it kind of reminds me of the way they did the Continental Championship thing. This is almost like mirroring that. So, I don't know, we're going to have 4 men. Is it going to be brackets? Is it going to be like how the Continental Championship was? Blue and red. How did he do it? And then the tournament, and then the ones on this side, one on this side face each other. At Forbidden Door, I guess. I mean, when is Forbidden Door? I think there's time to kind of hash this out and get 2 top contenders or 4 top contenders. I don't know how they're going to do it. But, yeah, that, and then, well, pretty much those are the things that kind of came out of this thing, but out of Dynamite. But it looks promising. The Forbidden Door for some of the matches that you're going to see there. But then you're going to know you have some open challenges and people from New Japan coming over, CMLL maybe. I'm pretty sure, because I think they've gone through almost everybody in New Japan, unless you got some new guys that popped up in there, and then they're going to come down and challenge, come down and walk through that Forbidden Door, knock on the door, and then AEW is going to answer, oh, here comes this guy. I don't want to see the same people. We're going to see Tanahashi there. We're going to see, just the same dudes coming in. Like, come on, man. It's like, you got to, switch it up. I guess CMLL is good for that, but we've seen them already. Is there going to be a surprise? We're going to care that it's Hechicero or Mystico or, whomever. What was that one guy? What do you call it? Gravity. Right? I love when Samoa Joe did that. You know how how someone's gonna dive off the ropes and then dive off and then he just walks away and he just did the whole when he was taking on what's his name? Gravity, and then he did that whole thing. He walked away, but he did it like this. And great visual. I love that. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by, checked it out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And as always, please click like and share and comment and subscribe, and also click the notification button, the bell icon, and you'll be notified and you'll see that I've uploaded a video. So again, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by, checked it out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And in closing, as always, take care.